Peglin is an adorable roguelike developed by Red Nexus Games, where you use the power of God, anime, and whatever rocks you pick up off the street to stop anyone who stands in your way. Longer time viewers will know I love roguelikes, but roguelikes don't exactly have a story, so the structure of this video is going to be a little off, but it should be fine. One more thing is that since this is an early access game, updates are coming out all the time, including one that added a bit more content that I have to talk about now, but I'll get to that. Just remember, anything could change from the time that I record this to the time I upload to any time after, so keep that in mind. Peglin has 3 loosely structured game modes. You've got your standard runs where you just go in and you throw stuff at other stuff. The custom run, which lets you start off at any level of challenge. And the Crucible, which adds stacking modifiers as you continue to beat your runs. This Crucible, which has been in the game for a very long time, is only available to the default class, the titular Peglin, who introduces you to this game's main mechanic, puns. Every class has their own starting relic, the Peglins being Peglin Tuition. It's a very simple starter which gives you additional choices for orbs and items in chests and after battles, which, you know, very helpful. None of them are designed or meant to be super overpowered, so don't go in expecting that any specific character is going to make or break your runs. If you've ever seen or played Peggle, then you'll be pretty familiar with Plinko likes. Each battle starts with enemies spawning in, and they'll move closer after each shot. If they get too close or have a ranged attack, you'll start taking damage. And your mission, survive. If you want to fend off these enemies, then you need to start firing your orbs. As your orbs hit pegs following firing, they will start building up damage, which culminates in a throw that can either be super fast and super big, or literally nothing, causing you to just drop it. Each run starts you with a default of 3 stones, which are as basic comes, and a dagger, which shows that you want to hit those crit pegs that spawn. Every run has the same 3 maps with the same shape, but the variation comes in with every node you land on changing between runs. While each map has its own specific encounters in both the battles and events, you'll always come across the same collection of spaces, these being battles, events, the shop, chests, mini-bosses, and the main boss, which is always at the end. You can open up the map of every level at any time, so I highly recommend looking at it before you take your navigation shot at the end. There are too many enemies to really get in depth on, so let me talk about the brand new classes. The first of which being the Roundrel. Their starting relic is Round Reliquence, which causes all of your attacks to leave a debuff on whoever they hit. In order to unlock this pesky rogue, you need the achievement Poison 4, which you get by managing to stack 50 Belution stacks onto any enemy. I advise only trying this on either the castle or cave bosses, as each stack does 10 damage at the end of the turn, and it adds up. Remember, you need 50 stacks, there's going to be 500 at the end of the turn, and if you hit 49, which isn't it, and the turn ends, better hope they can tank 490 damage. This is off script, but the first time I almost got it, what happened was I ended up hitting bombs, and the bombs killed the boss before I could reach the final stacks, and that was so crushing. The other class is the Baladin, who starts with Baladroit, giving you a shield of 4 at the start of every battle. This one is a lot harder to unlock because you need the achievement Bulwark in a China Shop, an achievement that requires you to end a fight with over 100 stacks of Bulwark. On screen is a screenshot of the level I got it in. If you have the relics, the gift that keeps on giving, and the Electro Pegnet to keep your pegs and orbs up for a while, you're gonna find this layout a really easy one to get this achievement on. Because while you can't really see the enemies, all the Bulwark orbs are single target projectiles, so, you know, unless you hit insane crits, you should be able to build up enough in time. If you're really struggling with this, then I recommend the Forbification Orb. It puts shields onto the pegs, which makes it harder to build up damage on subsequent shots, but it also builds up Bulwark really fast. As somebody who likes to spec into survivability when they play games, having this new option has been pretty fun to mess around with so far. Peglin is a game I've really liked ever since it came onto my radar and I started playing back in August. The game has had 2 noticeable booms on YouTube, which I think is cool. One from when Spiffing Brit started a trend with a reload-only run, and when Red Nexus partnered with Makeship to release a Peglin plush, which hit its goal in 24 hours. Probably helped by the fact that if you bought the plushie, you got a code for the game, and I was order number 95, which I think is pretty cool. I feel like I should say that this video is not sponsored because of what I'm about to talk about, but Red Nexus is doing another collaboration with Makeship to sell a Peglin keychain plush. As a haver of both the original Peglin plush and a Makeship keychain, I urge you guys to support this campaign and pre-order one for yourself, because I really want one. They're only about $10, and at the time of writing, the campaign is 44% of the way there. Unlike the first 2 episodes of BearBones, Peglin is a game I've been playing for a while, and I'm reviewing it because I really like it. It's a great way to spend an hour and has produced some very hype shots at the end of some of my runs. Links to the Steam page, as well as the Makeship campaign, are in the description if you want to get the game for yourself. And please, somebody tell me how you pronounce the name of this orb. I really like using it, but I can't say it. I just call it the Marta. I see a red door and I want it painted black. No colors anymore, I want them to turn black. Get it? It's the Rolling Stones.